Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Danganronpa, our favorite murder visual novel. As you can see, we have a couple bodies here. We have, unfortunately, two bodies on the stage, one of which, as you can clearly see, is Hiyoko, and the other one, the more observant among you might be able to identify as our good friend Ibuki. Alright, so we can look at Ibuki's body, or we can look at Hiyoko's. We can look at this ladder, and there was at one point a noose. There we go, a noose. So you get the gist of how at least Ibuki died. Hiyoko, a little bit less clear. It looks like her throat was slit. Let's see what we have. Okay. Rest in peace, Ibuki. Best girl is gone. As we all know, the good Daya. Why? I don't know, but I'll avenge you. I'll certainly at least find your killer. I won't do any avenging though, that will all be Monokuma. Ibuki's body lay atop the stage. She's wearing the hospital gown she was wearing when she was sick. What's this on Ibuki's feet? I didn't notice when she was hanging, but the soles of her feet are dirty. They're covered in blood, that's interesting. It's blood. But there shouldn't be any external injuries on Ibuki if that's the case. If this blood has to belong to someone else, right? Okay. Blood on the soles added to Truth Bullet's section of our handbook. Hey Hachime, can I talk to you for a second? You already discovered the body before you met up with us, right? Yeah, at first I didn't know it was Ibuki because of the hemp bag though. Because I'm stupid. I knew right away she was dead since she was hanging from a rope. I still want to slap this guy for that. I still want to slap Hajime for that, but we're gonna move on from that. Means Ibuki must have died before Hiyoko was tied up. That helps. There's no time of death written in the Monokuma file this time, because time of death might matter. So I wasn't really sure who died first. It's true, their estimated time of death is not written in the Monokuma file this time. But I should know when Ibuki died because I personally witnessed it. You see, our character, for those of you who may not have seen the previous section, literally watched her hang herself on a live video feed, and instead of immediately trying to get Mikan, or rushing there to save her before she suffocated, as she might not have broken her neck, we instead decided to panic for a minute, walk to the building, relax in front of the building, get into the building, see her hanging there, and instead of being like, is she dead? Because, you know, death by it might not, like, break your neck. Yeah, her killer was Hadrian's. We decided, instead of checking to see if she was actually dead, we ran off immediately to the motel, of all places. Instead of getting a doctor, we went to the motel and hung out for about 5 minutes talking to people while Ibuki could have been alive, and then we came back, seeing her dead, and Hiyoko dead on top of that, so there was not one, but two bodies. You think Mikan is sus because she lured you to the hospital early and railed you through the rooms? Why did Ibuki have to die? I don't know either, it's very unfortunate. Yes, in the video, Ibuki was climbing the ladder on her own, so right after that... Wait, hold on. If Ibuki climbed the ladder and died right after, does that mean she committed suicide? Suicide is still a murder, it's a murder of oneself, and Monokuma would still call a trial for that. Celestia Ludenberg. She's very convinced, isn't she? That name is fantastic. So are you a ghost? Or are you just or have you just not gone to Hope's Peak yet, Celestia? Does that mean she made suicide? Impossible? I mean, she could have killed herself, but she probably wasn't in the right mental state to actually kill herself. It was more likely than not a murder. Even if Ibuki committed suicide, it doesn't explain Hiyoko's death afterwards. Two different deaths at the same time. There's no way that's a coincidence. Alright. So, let's look at the rope. It's the rope that was tied to the baton lighting on the ceiling. Ibuki hung herself with this rope and died. Double points. We could have actually lowered the stage lights. We didn't even need the muscle power to, like, hold her body or somehow on top of the stepladder. Celeste was still stupid and a bad liar. Yeah, Celeste did make a pretty obvious mistakes in her lives. What if Hiyoko tried to kill Ibuki? Ibuki killed her in self-defense and a third party killed Ibuki? I think that's unlikely. What I think happened is... If you want to include Hiyoko in the scenario like that, I think Hiyoko got Ibuki to kill herself. Or might have tried to do that. You know what? That doesn't follow. I'm gonna say Hiyoko was either already dead. I'm thinking it makes more sense for Hiyoko to be already dead and tied up post-mortem. I think that would be a twist, and that makes more sense for this story. Ibuki walking on... Because, remember, there's blood on Ibuki's shoes. And if there's blood on her shoes, that means there was someone who was injured, and it wasn't her because she's currently uninjured. And we have most of the cast here, and none of them are injured. So Hiyoko probably died. Hiyoko probably died first. Ibuki was possibly mind-controlled into killing Hiyoko, or, like, you know, ordered to do it due to her weak mental state, where she does whatever you tell her to do, and then ordered to hang herself. That's one way it could have happened. Or the real killer could have killed Hiyoko. Could have killed Hiyoko and then ordered Ibuki to commit suicide. I guess there's, like, some possibility someone else could be injured, and that could be someone else's blood, though. You think Hiyoko had the same virus as Ibuki? Maybe. It's hard to tell, because there's no symptoms other than, like, randomly changing your personality. But the blood on the shoes makes it less problem. My initial assumption was that since the killer was obviously still in the music venue, and because we didn't even bother checking the room, you know, we just kind of went, oh, a body, that's weird, and oh, they did in fact just hang themselves less than a minute ago. Well, we'll assume they're dead and leave. Fucking dumb protagonist. The killer was clearly in the storage room or something, or even behind the stage, even like behind the pillars or something, or the stage curtain. He might be infected days later. I don't know if the fact that she got the virus matters too much. But, yeah, she might have gotten the virus. That might be something. Alright, from what I can tell, it looks like a regular length of rope with no unnatural features. But despite the fact this music venue has a storage room, there shouldn't have been any rope in there. Which means it was obtained from the supermarket? Did the killer bring it from there? Anyone could have obtained this rope, and it'd be difficult to use it as a clue. I believe there's rope in a specific place, right? I just noticed a little something. Is it okay if I confirm it? Mikan, do you have a moment? What happened? There's something I want to ask you. There's no doubt Ibuki's cause of death was being hung by this rope, right? Yes, she had no other external injuries, so if there's no doubt she died from hanging herself. I see. So Ibuki died by hanging herself. That was obvious the moment we discovered the body. Well, it would have been less obvious if you got her down before she died. It would have been more obvious if you got her down before she died, but unfortunately we weren't smart enough to do that. Hydrate? Of course I will take a drink. Thank you, baby. You might not have seen it, but we all saw she hung herself. No, we all saw that her body was on a noose. We did not see her hang herself. The only person who saw that was you, Hajime, which is why you probably should have stopped her from killing herself, you know? If you didn't want anyone to die. Right, I got it. So this rope won't be much of a clue. I might as well search another place. As usual, I have no idea what he's up to, but I think he's searching for other places that have rope, right? I forget, there was another place we had rope. Rope used for hanging, add to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Cool. Anything else to interact with here? Oh yes, the hemp bag, perfect. And the candle. Ibuki had a hemp bag on her head who was hanging from the ceiling. This is the hemp bag from the theater, as I recall. Why did she have a hemp bag? I don't know. In fact, I'm very curious why there was a bag there in the first place. Wait, huh? Upon further inspection, there's a Monomi decal on the fabric. Yep. It's not just a normal bag. Yes, it is the bag from the theater, specifically. Alright, candle. There's a massive candle positioned near the front of the stage. The dull light in that video must have been coming from this candle. Candle this huge might be perfect for lighting, but they didn't need to bother using a candle. They could have used the normal-ass stage lights, right? Candle added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. Ooh, I see blood trails. I see blood trails. So, Ibuki definitely walked through where the blood was. That's weird. That's weird. I wonder if the blood was put on afterwards? I doubt it. It's splattered too consistently. The stepladder is tipped over on its side. This must be the stepladder Ibuki used in the video I saw, of course. Isn't that a blood stain? Look, there's blood on the left side of the stepladder. As I recall, Ibuki didn't have any external injuries, if that's the case. It must be Hyoko's blood, yes. It's the only thing I can think of. A blood stain that probably belongs to Hyoko is on the left side of the stepladder. Does that mean? Yeah, we need to investigate Hyoko's body. There's more evidence on Hyoko's body, I'm sure. Stepladder add to Truth Bullets, perfect. The curtain. There's a black curtain hanging at the far side of the stage. It's not wide enough, it can't reach from one side to the other. Not really a full-length curtain. The curtain wasn't originally here, right? If it was, it's strange it doesn't fit properly. It was probably obtained from the furniture section of the supermarket. The back of the curtain is taped for temporary use, just like the curtain at the supermarket. I see, I see. You're saying someone took the time to bring a curtain from the supermarket? They went that far. This was probably something the killer really needed for the crime. Why did they need it? Take the curtain down. Who knows? Who knows? Well, it wouldn't be a mystery if the answers came easy. Okay, we have a weird curtain that wasn't there previously. It's weird because why would you want a curtain for this? You don't really need one, right? Let's look at Hyoko's body. I know we gotta talk to Chiaki at some point, but we'll do that last. Alright, Hyoko's body is suspended against the pillar on the left side of the stage. She's wrapped against the pillar with the duct tape, and she looks like she was forced to stand upright. Who did this? Damn it, who did this? According to the Monokuma file, her cause of death was a slit throat. Okay. That part's pretty obvious. Her neck looks like it stopped bleeding, probably because of the duct tape wrapped around it. Or because her heart stopped pumping blood. How about that one, buddy? Why is Hyoko's kimono like this? Is it tied wrong? I think it's tied wrong, isn't it? Her kimono is disheveled and her sash is tied in the front. Hyoko knows how to tie her kimono these days. Did the killer do this too? Sounds likely. But when did the killer kill Hyoko? I think that's an important question. When did Hyoko die? When I first discovered Ibuki's body, I didn't see Hyoko's there. What if the one hun was Hyoko? Not possible. Alright, in this screenshot, I can't use my mouse to indicate, but in this screenshot, if you look closely at the body, the hair is long. So even if they changed the clothing, the long hair that's dark and not bright, a wig, you're gonna suggest someone had... bear in mind, the first time we came here it was in color. Someone has a wig that is an exact match for Ibuki's hair? You think that's likely? I don't think that follows, I don't think that follows, my friend. Like, the hair made it obvious, unless it's a really good wig and they've hidden it somewhere, which seems unlikely. It seems more likely that it's actually Ibuki, as it's wearing the right clothes, wearing the right shoes, has the right hair, wearing the bag mask. Maybe they have Bart here. Maybe they have Bartholomew Roberts and his obsession with making wigs of other people's hair. Or wigs that look like other people's hairstyles. Yeah, maybe, but I feel like that's less likely than it just being Ibuki. When I first discovered Ibuki's body, I didn't see Hyoko's body there. Or here. If that's the case, Hyoko was killed. It must have been during the time I was getting everyone before I came back here. I disagree. There are bloodstains on Ibuki's shoes. Unless they put Ibuki's shoes... Unless they smeared Ibuki's shoes with blood and put them back on her feet after she died, which is possible. I will admit that one's a plausible explanation. I feel like Ibuki walked through blood trails where Hyoko had died or something. Must have been during that time, yeah. That was barely 10 minutes. Dude, you spent 10 minutes talking to people instead of trying to save someone who was necking themselves. Come on, buddy. Like, you saw it happen live. They were next door. That could have been an easy... That could have been... You could have saved them. I mean, you might have been killed by the killer, but you could have saved them. Come on, man. Is it really possible the killer killed Hyoko and taped her up in such a short amount of time? Oh, I mean, killing her, no. Taping her up, yes. The taping up seems to have been done really shoddily. Even if it's possible, whoever did it would have had a narrow window of time to do so. Yeah, not enough time to lure someone and murder them, especially because you went in the direction Hyoko would have been coming from. Because you're an idiot, but, you know, at least this time your stupidity kind of has some value in the fact that, you know, the killer didn't get Hyoko from the motel because you went in that direction, and then kill her and drag the body back, or drag her here and kill her. It's not enough time. Because the killer must be someone who doesn't have an alibi during the time, yeah? Shiro is less stupid than Hajime right now, and Shiro jumped out of a window because he saw, yeah, the evil priest do it. Why does his name just slip my mind? Kirei Kotomine. Yep. He saw Kirei jump out of a window on, like, the 3rd floor of a building and was like, well, it must be safe. Must be safe. Kirei, meanwhile, is just like, are you serious? What an idiot. I have magic. I'm a fucking wizard. Oh, that was great. Do you have a minute? No. You're in my way. I don't want to be in your way at all, but there's something I really need your help with. Help? If you look closely, there's an unnatural shape bulging from inside Hyoko's kimono. I was thinking she might be hiding something. Wait, hold on. Don't tell me you want to search inside the kimono. That's exactly it. Would have been a problem if she were alive, but she's dead now, you know? Don't mess with me. Are you saying there's no problem with that now she's dead? Yes. What is with our morals suddenly? Our morals are all, like, prim, proper, and boring. Yeah, that was a great scene. Ilya and Kirei's confused faces when Shiro actually jumped. Fine, if you don't want to do it, I'll just have to ask someone else. Oh, Akane! Hey, Akane! What's up? There's something I wanted you to do for me. It looks like there's something inside Hyoko's kimono. Can you feel around for that? Well... I don't understand. I just have to check inside Hyoko's kimono, right? Thanks, Akane. Helping each other is such a wonderful thing. Let's see. Akane reached through the duct tape binding Hyoko as she stuck her hand inside her kimono. She's tied up tight. I can't really search with my hand. Oh, wait. Hold on. There's something in it. There is something. Is this what you're looking for? A key? It looks different than cottage keys. This may be the key to her motel room. Motel room key, huh? If her key was so deep inside her kimono, it'd be hard to remove. It's unlikely the killer tampered with this evidence. If this is a trap, it would put it more towards the front of her kimono so we'd notice it easier. Yeah, that's true. Which means we can conclude it's something she had with her all along. Alright. That's not a bad conclusion. Motel room key added to the truth bullet section. Also, it's not like I'm adding to that or anything, but you look like you were curious about the condition of Hyoko's body, right, Hajime? Yeah, of course. Makoto would act even more stupid than Hajime. Of course, that's why I'm asking. It's true, there's several mysteries regarding her body. How'd it get here? Right, out of all these mysteries, what I think the strangest is The way they wrap the body with the duct tape? Yeah, it seems like it was done really weirdly. Why would you do it around pillars like that? Why did you focus on her neck so much? It's almost like they were trying to hide the wound on Hyoko's neck, don't you think? I concur. In fact, I think a good plan is to hide the murder weapon by obfuscating how big the injury is. Was it a knife? Was it an axe? That would give you some information on as to what the weapon was, right? If you see the injury. If it's a really big gash or if it's a small gash, that might tell you something. Hide the wound on her neck? Maybe she was strangled. Maybe she was knocked unconscious via strangulation first. What do you think about that? Think about that. She might have been strangled, unconscious, and then had her throat slit. That's a possibility. They strangle her unconscious, bring her to this place, slit her throat. I don't really know if that's their true intention, but I guess it's a big help for our investigation. The reason for the low volume of blood is because the duct tape is acting as a compress, right? If her body was left alone after her throat was slit, the surrounding area would be a sea of blood. Yes, you're right, Nagito. 2 dead bodies floating in a sea of blood. That's enough to make anybody faint. I mean, I feel like Mikan wouldn't faint. She's seen enough blood. Anyone who has a spine wouldn't faint. Why can we not investigate this blood trail? With her arms crossed and a thoughtful look on her face, Chiaki was silently staring at the stage floor. Did something drop on the floor there? Nothing dropped. It's just dirty. Dirty. So you take a close look at the floor. You look closely. You're right, there's a smudge as if something was wiped. Wait, this isn't something. Is this a bloodstain? Of course it is. Yes. Well, a bloodstain isn't strange. Hyoko's neck was slashed not far from here. Rather, what's strange is, why did the killer try to hide it? And more importantly, I think more importantly, we have to ask ourselves, why is it a streak going towards the killer? Hide it? Yeah. If they weren't trying to hide it, they wouldn't have bothered wiping it off. The reason the killer wiped off the bloodstain, as long as the body is nearby, there's no way they'd be able to conceal the crime by wiping off a bloodstain. I want to know why they put up the curtains, actually. Why was the curtain added? Or when was it added? So what was the killer trying to hide? Because there could be like something on the wall behind it, right? Smudge on the floor, added to the truth bullets. Perfect. I think that's all our bullets here. Oh, except for the AC control panel. Looks like the music venue's AC unit. You might be able to adjust the hot air in the music venue with this, and I should mess around a little bit like so. It's running as a heater, over 86 Fahrenheit. He's surprised that it's hot. He thinks it's hot at 86 Fahrenheit. See? I'm not wrong. Even Hajime agrees 86 Fahrenheit's hot. Now I know why it's so damn hot. I better turn off the heater for now. This should cool things off a bit. Alright, 86 degrees AC temperature added. Baton lighting control panel. Alright, it's control panel on the wing of the stage. It seems you can use the control panel to raise and lower the lighting. Yep. In fact, we used it to lower Ibuki's hanged body. Speaking of the lighting, the video of the music venue, you saw a dim candlelit ambience, and it didn't look like the lighting was used at all. Why didn't they use this lighting? Was there some reason that would have inconvenienced them? I'm curious too, because stage lighting's actually really hot. So if they wanted the place to be boiling hot, they could have left the stage lighting on. So you noticed it too, friend. What? Notice? You didn't notice? Huh. Those eyes. Are those eyes just little glass balls? Take a look at the baton lighting above your head. Have you not noticed that aberrant item? The baton lighting? Oh, you mean that? Oh, there's a piece of carpet. There's something that looks like black paper stuck to the baton lighting. You finally noticed. I can't really see it from here. I should lower the baton lighting one more time and... There's no need. Go! Mirage, Golden Hawk, jump! Now is the time for you to take flight! Feast your eyes on the brave souls of one of my 4 Dark Devas of Destruction. A hamster launched itself from Gundam's hand and ran up to the baton lighting on the ceiling in a flash. It started running around the stuck slip of paper in rapid circles. And then the paper fluttered downward and was deftly caught by Gundam. Did you see? Behold the power of the ultimate evil eye, Wielder. That's amazing. I've never seen a hamster do tricks. You know what? It is quite impressive to ask a hamster to do something, and then it runs off, does it, and comes right back. They're my 4 Dark Devas of Destruction. Hamsters are merely their temporary form. So what's with the paper? It seems to be some kind of thick paper, though it doesn't have any special spells scribed onto it. It appears it's nothing useful. No, that's not quite right. There's no doubt this is a clue. Is it the same material as the pillar stuff? Is it possible Hyoko's body is covering up a hole in the paper? I mean, the fact it was stuck in a place like that, no matter how we think about that, it's pretty unnatural. It looks like it's the same pattern, right? Grab a thick paper, add to the truth bullets of your handbook. Oh, it could have been torn here. It looks like it was torn off completely here, so... Nothing else to investigate here. At least I don't think there would be anything else. I'm gonna step back. Oh, Chiaki. I didn't talk to Chiaki. Wait, no, I did talk to Chiaki. She was the Bloodstained girl. She's officially Bloodstained girl. Alright, storage room. A door that says staff only looks like it's a storage room. May as well investigate in here. The adorable little hamsters. Alright. So, we definitely need this shelves. Looks like there's a corner torn off here. There's carpeting, wallpaper, and paint on the shelf, probably used for stage decorations, and oh, what's this? It's thick black paper that's folded up on the lower shelf. It looks like wallpaper. There's a lot of stickers pasted all over the front side of this wallpaper. At the edge of this wallpaper, it looked a little bit torn, but what could this mean? Looks like there's nothing particularly missing here. Like mirror. You can see your whole body. It's probably used for checking costumes. You can check a look, not important. A chair. A lot of stickers with the venue's logo printed. Looks like they made a bunch and had too many. A little bit depressing. But there are less stickers left over than last time. Am I overthinking this? No, I think you're right. Nikito, did you come here to investigate the storage room too? I just wanted to confirm what you were thinking. Is that it, or is he trying to stay on guard? How about it? Did you find any clues? The tipped over stepladder on the stage, the duct tape binding Hyoko? Probably all came from this storage room. There might be other things from the storage room that they used for the crime. Man, dude, you always pretend to give me hints, but in the end, you're just looking to be on the killer's side, right? Not siding with the killer, you know. I'm just on the side of whoever acts in the name of hope. That's all there is to it. That's the main reason why this case is really special. Why? I can't say for certain, though. What's he saying? As usual, he's making no sense. By the way, Hajime, I don't quite understand the details of what happened. Can you explain to me in detail? I think I'd be able to give you some more useful information. Really? Alright, I think he's gonna probably obfuscate stuff, but honestly, he sometimes gives out okay clues, so it's probably worth telling him. You don't want to find the truth? You just want to make us suffer. That's not true. I'm doing it because I believe it's for everyone's sake. Well, for the sake of everyone's hope, I'll gladly become the enemy. I don't even mind when I die. That's the reason why I can't overlook the case this time. What? What does it mean? What do you mean? I guess you're not going to tell me, huh? Can't be helped. I guess I'll just rely on my gut feelings. Should come by later, too. I'll go there first and wait for you. Where? Oh, you'll find it, right? Obviously the theater. Called it the theater. Obviously the theater. After I said that, Nagito walked out of my sight. The movie theater. Why the sudden interest in the movie theater? Because we're dumb and they like making the player feel smart. And a player would feel smart by realizing that they have to go to the theater because of the hemp bag. I guess everything important is in this storage room. I guess I'll go back to the venue. The other two things I don't think are super relevant. The guitars don't appear to have been touched. I mean, we can look at them, but... I know about guitars and instruments, but there's instruments and machines we've never seen before. They don't look like they pertain to the case. Yep. I was gonna say there's a 0% chance those instruments have been touched because they're all like correctly arranged. There's nothing obviously weird about it. Alright, we're gonna talk to everyone because they're all here. Let's start from the left. Mikan. Only I'd noticed sooner. Ibuki might have been saved. When did you realize Ibuki was missing? After leaving Nikito's room, I went to the on-call room, and that's when it came to me. I should go check on everyone in the hospital, how they're doing, one more time before I go to sleep. And so, I went to the patient rooms and noticed Ibuki was gone. I quickly ran out of the hospital. That's what happened. And then I saw Hiko in front of the hospital. I asked him if he could help me look for Ibuki. That reminds me, where were you? I thought you were resting in the lobby. It's a long story. It's a long story. We're not telling anyone. I'm sorry. It's not like I doubt you or anything. There's no way I doubt you because we've been together since this morning. You're right. We were together until you went to the on-call room. Sort of. That's right. We were together until just a little before the morning Monokuma announcement. So I don't doubt you. I'm telling the truth. Is it alright if I continue with my autopsy? You talk to me again later, I'll tell you what I know. Please spare my life at least! Was the left pillar always so wrecked? I think so. I think so. I'm not sure the left pillar pertains to the case, though. What happened to not doubting me? Alright. Mikan's account. She was sort of with me. She was asleep. It's happened once again. Two of my cherished friends died at the same time. I can't believe it. This is the place where Ibuki sang for Hiko. Yoko looked like she was having so much fun listening to her music. Now those two are no longer here. Such a tragedy. I understand how you feel. Please get a hold of yourself. Two of our friends were killed. That's all the more reason we can't leave this alone, right? We must do this then, for the sake of those who have fallen. I stumbled over my words. That wasn't the character for once. Oops. Alright, Gundam, what do you got for us? Did you direct your gaze to the brave statue of my four dark daemons of destruction? Okay, so that's all he wants to remind us. Remind us that they're cool and cute. Cute little hamsters. Are you okay? Are you still not feeling well, Akana? Yeah, I don't really get it, but... when I think about Nekomaru, it's like my knees start shaking. It's weird, there's no way I've got that kind of weakness. It'd probably go away if I battled a strong dude, but Nekomaru's not here. Nekomaru will definitely come back. You're right. You're right. Alright. Hajime, take a look at this. Oh, Hiko, you got something? What? Look what's in front of the door. This is a drumstick, right? And it looks like it's broken. What happened to it? If something like that is in front of the door, you think it might be a big clue? That is a clue. How did the room get locked? Oh, that's a good question. Are there any... there's no other exits from this place. How did the room get locked? How is this not a clue? Remember when we came to the venue? The only way we can do is force our way through. I wonder if that's going to be possible. The four of us, two are girls, and they have to force our way. Doesn't matter, we have to try. We all charge the thing out. Ready, set, go. Yeah. We charged the door at full force. We had to break our way in. The door was locked and we tried to go inside, and the four of us charged into the door. But when I examined it, I found that this door doesn't have a lock at all. Yep. The door is designed to be pushed open, and this is the shape of the handle. Oh, interesting. Okay, I would believe Ibuki might have been alive when we found her or Hiyoko. Possibly. I'm going to say that based on the shape of this door, I think it would be possible. Like, physically possible. We should be looking for more clues for Riku's murder. Yeah, why not do that? I was trying to think it. Based on the shape of this, if you had the doors open like say 5-10 degrees, not enough to open the doors, but enough to get not enough to get through the door, but enough to like see through it, maybe get a finger through, I think you could hold the drumstick and drop it. So, that is one thing. A stick was used to bar the door here. Don't you think it would lock the door? And the important thing to know is that the top is open. If these were round, well, okay, maybe if it was round hills, it would still be. Who do you think did it? I don't actually know who I think did it, because I also don't think it might be a Hiyoko suicide, but that seems dubious. Danganronpa doesn't like my way of thinking. That's true. It could be a Hiyoko suicide, but that seems unlikely. So, if we went with like the most straightforward logic, it would be that Hiyoko committed suicide after killing Ibuki. And thus Hiyoko is the killer. That would be the logic there, right? If we're going sealed room dilemma, that's our only solution, right? Because they already verified when they had to get in that there were no other entrances and exits. However, for some reason there's a curtain covering the back of the stage, which means there might be a hidden door. There might be. Because the room's been altered. There might have been a stage door or something. I don't think so, but it's possible. Alright. You think this drumstick was used to lock the door? Absolutely. The broken drumstick on the floor in front of the door should be proof of that. Who would have a motive to kill two people and why them? I don't know the motive. I'm just saying Hiyoko could have been suicidal and killed someone and then herself to try and force people to solve Ibuki's murder. Not a great motive, but it's possible, right? She kills Ibuki, she kills herself. You have to solve Ibuki's murder and you think someone killed both of them? Issue is, how did she get her body there? Like, wouldn't there be a knife on the floor or nearby? So I'm thinking it's a murder. I just don't know who the killer is. How was the killer able to get out? Very good question. I mean, the music venue doesn't even have windows. This door is the only entrance. If they lock the door from the inside, the killer wouldn't be able to escape outside, right? How many people are still left? 10, I think. The killer was still inside when we broke down the door to the music venue. Doesn't work. And they waited until we were already at the scene of the crime to join us? Don't they use tricks like that in mystery dramas? If that's the case, there might be evidence of that around here somewhere. You're gonna find it? You won't let the killer get away with this? Alright, best of luck. The killer was still inside when we broke down the door to the venue, huh? Like he said, it might be possible, but... I heard what you two were discussing. Chiaki, that was a fucking cool entrance. Best pose, too. She's confidently inserting herself into the conversation and probably negating us. Issuing an... Besides the broken drumstick, we also discovered something interesting. Oh? Look, there's a weird glob where the left and right door touch. See? Oh, you're right. What is this? It's too firm to think it's rubber. It doesn't look like rubber, but... As she said that, Chiaki bent down and scraped off the semi-transparent glob with her finger. Why are you putting it in your mouth? Ah, it smells like workshop chemicals. Workshop? And this chewiness. This thing might be a glob now, but it doesn't mean it was a glob from the start. For instance, it was originally a liquid that hardened into this. It might be possible to apply it directly and smoothly in the gaps of the door. What are you talking about? Spits it out, okay. Just as I thought, it tastes nasty. Why'd you put it in your mouth then, Chiaki? She spat the glob out of her mouth and left the area. Besides that bit about the taste, it's okay to consider this a clue, right? Semi-transparent glob. Paint? Question mark? Could be paint, could be something else. Although I'd hope someone recognized the, well, okay, maybe it's too much to expect these people to recognize the taste of paint. Alright, we've talked to everyone here. Oh, there's things we need to investigate. Wait, really? What's left? What's left? Oh, the broken machine, the obvious machine that I didn't think to click. Go away. The shattered remains of a machine are spread all over the floor. Appears to be the surveillance camera unit. Kazuichi put it in the music venue for communication purposes. Huh. Why is it destroyed like this? Perhaps criminal psychology is at play here. Wait, what do you mean? Even if they know they're not being recorded, there's no way the killer would tolerate committing a murder in front of a camera. So that's why they destroyed the camera. Seems plausible enough. They'd hesitate to murder someone in front of a camera and that's why they destroyed it? And what was what we saw? Well, here's the thing, Hajime. You're the only one who knows that you saw her hang herself. And if everyone knew, they'd probably anyone smart knew, they'd probably slap you for not trying to save her. Or at least investigate immediately. Oh well. Surveillance camera unit, add to the truth bullets. Alright, with this, we are close to finished investigating the venue. We need to talk to Mikan to get those autopsy results. Oh, she's gonna have a quick autopsy this time. How about it, Mikan? Have you found anything interesting by now? To tell you the truth, it's been very inconclusive. Really. It's not my fault. The music venue is just too hot. Because of the heat, I can't estimate the time of death. Because of the heat, is that possible? If a body is overexposed to heat or cold, you won't be able to determine a precise time of death. I see, that might have been the killer's goal. They covered up their time of death by using the heater to make the inside of the music venue hot. Honestly, I don't think Mikan can fake her emotions that well, right? That's weird, though. Even if this heat is the killer's doing, is there any reason for them to cover up the time of death? Yeah, it's because Hiyoko was dead well before Ibuki. I agree. As long as I saw it, it should be clear. It should be clear what order the murders occurred in. First was why is our character this stupid? Our character has literally already seen the fact that there's blood on Ibuki's feet and is like, clearly it was Ibuki dead, not Hiyoko. As long as this is an imitation murder, there shouldn't be any mistake in the orders of the murder. Imitation murder? You don't know, Hajime? I thought everyone already knew. Where was she when they died? Well, I think... I know for a fact she wasn't in the room when they died. Mikan was specifically in the hospital behind us when the murder occurred. It's a murder where the killer uses a creative work like a song or a film as an outline for their killings. It's so common in detective novels, mangas, and video games you'd start to get annoyed by it. But how would an imitation murder be related to this murder? Based on the killing order and the way they were killed, it's clearly an imitation of that movie. That movie? The assumption is an imitation murder is the reason why the killer killed two people. The goal was an imitation killer. Even so, why did they feel the need to do something like that? Maybe Mikan got infected by nursing with despair actor disease, and instead of trying to heal, she went full murder happy? That's possible, BB. So, excuse me, if this is really an imitation of that movie, is it possible one more person might have been killed? It's certainly conceivable if the killer wished to complete the imitation. Oh, hold on a sec. What are you talking about, imitation murder? One more person might have been killed? Oh, are you guys worried there's going to be another victim? No worries. Things would get out of hand too fast if a bunch of people could be killed at once. Mikan railroaded you early to the hospital and might use Hajime as an alibi? Yes, that's very possible. I'm a real cautious fellow, so I've prepared a perfect countermeasure. On this killing school trip, the same Blackened can only kill a maximum of 2 people. Oh, you've added another room? Well, if killing everyone at once is okay, the Blackened would be able to secure an easy victory, right? Why didn't you implement that way earlier? This new rule will prevent that. 10 murders into the murder spree. Alright. Make sure you slam it into your tiny brains. If it's a maximum of 2 people, then there will be no more killings? Since you're here anyway, can I ask you one more thing? You know, I just want to confirm one of the class trial rules. I see. As expected of you, you're very strict about games. I don't want to consider this possibility at all, and I don't even want to think someone would do this. If 2 cases occur at once, what happens if there's 2 killers? What? Like I said, I'm talking about the possibility Ibuki and Hyoko were killed by 2 different people. That would mean that 2 killers exist at the same time, but we can only vote for 1 person, right? We can only choose 1 based on a majority vote, that the other person would certainly achieve victory. You're right. You're right. What happens in that case? What about a case where there's 3 incidents instead of 2 or 4? They overlap each other. Shut up! It's okay, I'll make extras or something like that never happens. Wait. Meaning 2 killers can't exist at the same time, so it's safe to say that applies to this case too. Yeah, that's right. That's right. No multi-kills, no mega kills, no ultra kills, no monster kills, no luterous kills. Certainly no holy shits. Quake announcements. Fun times. Alright, fine. That's right. There's always 1 killer at any given time. Even if they had an accomplice, I'd have you figure out who the mastermind is. Man, I ended up giving you a huge hint. She made me say it. Gamer brains are not to be underestimated. I should just shut up and go back to my kid. I see, so there's no possibility for 2 killers at the same time. With this, I guess that narrows things down a bit. Yep, that makes things a bit easier. Plus, if the same killer can kill a maximum of 2 people, it means a 3rd victim is impossible! Imitation murder breakthrough! You keep saying that, it sounds strange to me. What do you mean by imitation? Could it be you haven't seen it? Seen it? Seriously, how is our protagonist this stupid? Seriously, instead of like bonking people back to horny jail, we should just be bonking this guy. Holy crap. Bonk him every time he does something stupid. This murder. I think it's just this murder. His intelligence seems to have like dropped to like 10. Maybe it's cause Hajime actually likes Ibuki and that's why he panicked so hard. If he didn't like Ibuki, he wouldn't have panicked and he'd be way more intelligent, but it's like his mind is in a frenzy because he's like, oh my god, my favorite person died, oh, what am I doing? And because of that, he's saying a lot of really stupid shit. Like I said, that movie. When we first explored the island, Monokuma was passing out invitation tickets. The imitation is, of course, an imitation of that movie. Well, based on the murders this time, we closely resemble the movie. As if they were copying it. As if they copied the movie. I see. Nikito mentioned something about that. He said he'd rely on his gut feelings. You should come by later. I'll go there first and wait for you. The movie theater, right? What exactly are you talking about? And because our character is like desperately struggling to hold on to the idiot ball, he's gonna say a lot of stupid stuff like, the movie theater. Where else would you watch movies but a movie theater? At least in this universe. I see, so you still haven't seen it. Still, it's not too late, I think. Probably a good idea if you watch the movie before the trial starts. And it looks like I need to do that. If we paid 1.5 million to Monokuma and we're not getting out of that movie. Alright, then I should go going too. There's other places I want to investigate. Where do you intend to go next, Chiaki? Probably the hospital, for sure. First victim Ibuki was there and I don't know what was going on at the hospital in the first place. Thanks to the spare disease, we could not go there for some time. She's right, it might be good for me to investigate the hospital too. There might be clues related to Ibuki's death. And for clues related to Hyoko's death, we should go to the motel. There's a lot to go to do before the trial. I'll give it my all until the end. Looks like everyone's left. Akane, what's up? Bit more time and I'll be back to my old self. This ain't like me at all. Alright, let's leave. I'm gonna go to the motel first. I have a vague idea what the hotel's like. Why did we level up from movement by turning our heads? Kinda weird. Still, I'm not gonna complain. How is our little pet? A little bit of shit, but it's a happy snake, okay? Happy snake. Let's go to the motel. Hyoko's dead, so we should investigate her hotel room. You people here, I just remembered I have never been inside any of the rooms in the motel, and I don't know where Hyoko's room is. It might be faster to ask someone. Fuck you, I'm an independent person. I can do this shit by myself. We just try every door. It's faster to ask someone. Fuck you, buddy. We have a key. You're here, right? Come on out. Are you talking to me? I can see you. Did you really think you could hide your presence like that? I wasn't trying to hide in the first place. Which room was Hyoko staying in? Open the door to the center room. However, are you prepared? Make sure you pray to whatever god you hold dear, and you might want to bring an extra pair of underwear. How does this guy talk to his parents and teachers? I swear. Alright. Here you go, may as well talk to you. Hajime, can you explain it again? What happened when you first discovered Ibuki's body? It was the same as when I found it with you guys. It was hanging from the baton lighting. However, there was no body discovery announcement. That's why I went to get you guys. I met up with Chiaki at this motel, and when we were about to go back to the music venue, we met up with Akane and me. And when we went back to the venue, the entrance door wouldn't open for some reason. We had no choice but to break down the door and discovered Hyoko's body was suddenly there too. Yeah, that's what happened. This is the most important part. When you arrived at the motel, who else saw you besides Chiaki? As I recall, Gundam, right? Monomi? The body? Yeah! Gundam was here? Could it be? Do you intend to spread lies like Nagito and confuse us all? Gundam was there. Besides Chiaki, I also saw Gundam and Monomi, which means they are likely safe. I think they're likely not the killers, which is great. At least Chiaki's alive, so Kazuichi and Sonia didn't appear at all. Yep, that's right. Kazuichi and Sonia are both on the sus list. Do you think those two are suspicious? Soda and Sonia? Ooh, a pair of lovers. Or we could be going back to the Simp and the Mastermind from the previous game, right? Simp and the Mastermind was done last game, right? Celeste and Hifumi, so they could have done the same storyline. Let's see. Hyoko was killed, but they've lampshaded the previous game so much that they're definitely aware of what they did last game. Between the time you saw Ibuki's body and when we broke down the door, right? Obviously those two are the most suspicious since they weren't with us. That might be it, but... Or at it, let me tell you my alibi too. Okay. In the morning Monokuma announcement woke me up, I went straight to the hospital. I saw Mikan panicking in front of the hospital. I asked her what's going on. She said Ibuki disappeared. So you guys split up and looked for Ibuki, huh? While we were circling the island, we came to the motel and saw you guys there. Did you see anyone else when you circled the island?
Yeah.
Nope. We went to the movie theater in that street full of machines to look for Ibuki, but we didn't see anyone. Are you implying I don't have an alibi because I didn't run into anyone? It's unreasonable for you to doubt me. The time Mikan and I were on our own looking for Ibuki wasn't very long. In that short time, there's no way I could have killed Hyoko and wrapped her around the pillar with duct tape. You think it's Gundam? Really? I'm not sure I think it's Gundam, and here's why. Because someone had to do all that tying and had to do like spread the paint or goop and lock the door. Gundam is not that suspicious because we met him after taking a direct line. Someone was still in the room when we encountered Ibuki. Hamsters? Okay, 1, he pointed out a clue for us. 2, I don't think it was the hamsters. As the hamsters can't destroy the machine. Hamsters don't have muscles to destroy machines. Giant muscles to destroy the machine, like hammer blow style. So that's one thing. Second, the hamsters still have to get through the door. And hamsters, I don't know if you know this, but hamsters have really small arms. Yeah. I think the killer was still in there. It's true, I feel there wasn't enough time to do that after I left the venue. And Gundam never had any opportunity to do any of that stuff. So I don't think it was Gundam. It's true, I feel like there wasn't enough time to do that after I left the venue. The fact is, Hiyoko was killed and we did discover her body. You still doubt me? I'm used to it. It's true I've done things I deserve to be doubted for. So don't worry, even if you doubt me, I don't plan on dismembering you and encasing you in concrete. I'd want to know in advance what I'd have to do to end up like that. I have a curious question. I have a very curious question. If there's no dead body found and Monokuma never calls a trial, what happens? What happens if, say, you murder someone? What happens if, say, you murder someone and hide the body really well so it's not found for weeks? Do you just get away with that? Or does Monokuma call a trial and say, hey, there's been a body, who killed him? Who killed this person? I'm curious to see what happens if there's no body for one of the murders. Because we've had fake murders, right? We haven't actually had a murder where there was no body. Hugo's account added to the truth bullets. Alright. Center room, you say. 1, 2, 3. Center room. It's weird how he immediately tried to say it's Hajime has lying despair disease. Yeah, but Hajime did have the lying despair disease. Everyone knew that. Like, everyone knew Hajime has the lying despair disease because it was the obvious thing that Hajime literally just showed up one day to breakfast with everyone and was spouting like the most obvious bullshit. Like, his name's not Hajime, he has a secret name. He loves despair, blah 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 blah. And you're like, this guy's crazy. And Honoku is like, he has lying despair. The other knowing what the other people have might be a little bit more dubious, because you'd have to interact with them a little bit more, but... Looks like it's locked, but... So the key was inside her kimono. Maybe if I use this. Yeah, Nagito had the lying despair, but he asked if Hajime had the lying despair disease, because he knows that we were in the same building as him and might have been infected. That's not a completely unreasonable projection, although it could be suspicious. They were all quarantined in there because they didn't want to catch the disease, because Monokuma expressly said it was infectious. It opened, just as I thought. This key was Hyoko's room key. That was obvious. Alright, I should go inside. Anything interesting for Hyoko? The room seems to be well in order, so Hyoko was staying here. She only stayed a few nights, so it doesn't feel like her room, but I feel a little conflicted. How did Sonia get in here? Huh? It's the door open? Yeah, Hyoko put the key in her kimono, so I used it to open it. How did you get in here, Sonia? What, did something happen? It's just... I'm starting to believe it might be my fault. Her fault? What does she mean? Okay. Sonia, why are you in this place? There's only one bed, and we came in behind you. Check the bed. It's not messed up. Doesn't look like she was abducted in her sleep. There's a Monokuma back there, I can see it. Be very, very quiet. Apparently that's the achievement for getting that Monokuma. Okay. I'm gonna go investigate this thing. It's a mirror, but it's small and rusty. There's no way anyone can use this. Okay. Okay. We found a useful clue. Hiyoko probably needs a mirror to put on her gown correctly. So she probably goes to the music venue to get dressed. Properly, that is. That's a big clue, monitor. There's no TV in here, that sucks. This is a shitty hotel if I've ever seen one. Even the cheapest motels I've been to have like a shitty CRT monitor at the foot of the bed. Come on. I wish there's nothing anywhere else here. Alright. We'll talk to Sonia, see what she thinks. The moment Hiyoko came to this motel, she completely shut herself in this room. She was afraid of the despair disease. She was cautious of you guys too, right? However, her fear of the disease was not the only reason she locked herself in the room. Okay. She had another reason. Besides that disease, what else would make her lock herself in the room? Kimono. Kimono? Yesterday I went to go talk to her. She'd been in her room for some time. I told her it might be good for her to go outside for a bit. She kept the door to her room locked, but by coincidence it was not locked at that time. And then I saw it. Hiyoko was crying and struggling with her kimono sash. She didn't want to smell bad, so she took a shower, but she couldn't tie her sash anymore. Mihiro is no longer with us, so I believe she was having trouble with it. She didn't leave her room because she couldn't tie her kimono, huh? The mirror is broken. I think the lack of the mirror is causing a lot of trouble for her. She probably used a mirror. As she said, she could do it by herself, right? The others might have thought it was just a silly sash, but it must have been a serious issue for her. I'm really suspicious of Sonia now. Hiyoko told me she learned how to tie her sash from Mihiro. Exactly, she knew how to tie her own fucking sash. That Mihiro kindly taught her the basics. That's why she wanted to be able to tie her sash up. That's why she wanted to be able to tie her sash on her own, right? She couldn't forgive herself. She probably couldn't forgive herself for not being able to do it, especially since Mihiro taught her. I couldn't understand her feelings, which is why I said what I did. What did you say? Okay, this can't be true. You know why it's not true? Because it was a couple days of her wearing her kimono, and presumably she was still showering every day after Mihiro died for a couple days, and still changing her kimono. So it's the mirror. The broken mirror is probably the reason she couldn't put her kimono on properly. I'm thinking that's the cause. Hiyoko, are you having trouble wearing your kimono by chance? Dude, what are you saying? Of course I can do it. Mihiro taught me, that's why I could do it on my own. See? Mirror. If that's the case, why not do it someplace where there's a mirror? Remember? There's a full-length mirror in the storage room at the music venue. If you do it while standing in front of a large mirror, I'm confident you'll be successful. Also, shutting yourself in your room like this might be bad for your health. Oh boy, I got news for you, Sonia. That's literally been everybody's life for the last year and a half. I'm sorry. It can't be that bad for you because everyone's recommending it. That was when she kicked me out. Could it be Hiyoko remembered that? Are you saying she went to the music venue to wear her kimono? I mean, I'm thinking that's the case. The dirty mirror was clearly a hint. I can see that happening. Hiyoko locked her room and made sure she put the room key inside her kimono. I can't imagine she was abducted by someone. If so, that's weird. Hey, did you tell anyone about that before the incident? Or was someone listening on your conversation? I never told this to anyone. I don't believe anyone was listening on our conversation. So nobody knew. If that's the case, how did the killer know Hiyoko was going to the music venue? Something's wonky. Yeah, Sonia's account's a little bit sketch. I don't see anything else that looks suspicious. There's no sign someone made a mess of her room, so I don't think she was abducted. I couldn't find any important clue, other than the fact that Sonia knows too much. I'm sorry, guys. This might be curtains for Sonia. The car, maybe we'll start if I look at it. It's not a clue. Okay. One more place to check, guys. The hotel. I'd like to check Electric Avenue. Sort of, but we're not going to do that. I don't know if it's really useful. Time to watch a movie. How's it going? Why, hello there, Hajime. I knew you'd come. That means you noticed it too. The case is an imitation case in which the killer used that movie as their theme. I wouldn't know. I haven't actually seen the movie. Well, you should really watch the movie first. Hey, manager, our customer's here. Yes? Did you call me? Hajime? Do you have a problem with that? And you said you didn't want to watch it, but I knew you wanted to see it all along. If that's what Tsundere Hajime looks like, you're a really tough guy. That's right, guys. Hajime is a tsundere. You were so devoted to being tsundere, you even bought the Monokuma sticker for $1.5 million. You paid $1.5 million for a sticker? It's nothing. In exchange for not watching this movie, he paid $1.5 million for a Monokuma sticker. Come on, since we're talking about why don't you show it to Nagito? Stop. But my resistance was in vain, and Monokuma reached into my pocket and took the sticker. See? It's this one. I'm sorry I was born stupid. You bought this for $1.5 million? But in the end, he's still gonna watch the movie. Who cares about that anymore? Give me an invitation ticket. Here you go. I would have said, I'll give you this. I'll take the ticket in exchange for $1.5 million. But anyway, I would have tried to trade the sticker back. See what he says. It already says so on the invitation ticket, but it's only effective today at this time. By the way, I can only give away one ticket per person to have one chance to watch it for free. I've already stamped today's date on the ticket, so you won't be able to cheat. Ooh, okay, nasty. Don't worry, I only plan on watching it once. Then I'll prepare the projection reel. Please wait a bit, okay? Hajime, about that invitation ticket, I strongly recommend you keep it safe. But why? No reason. Think of it as a protective charm. Movie invitation ticket added to the Truth Bullet section. I guess I'll wait until he finishes the preparations. Oh, hold on. I'm still in the middle of preparing. Don't rush. Hasty boys get hated, you know? They might even get hated by boar bears too, you know? Hate me all you want. Video game poster. There's something else to investigate. That reminds me, this item should be on the counter. The hemp bag. It looks like a tote bag made of hemp with a decal of Monomi's face on it. That's right. The limited item, only one person gets it. Yet it's gone now. If the tote bag is gone, that means... Oh, were you interested in buying that tote bag? Too bad, it's sold out. Who'd you sell it to? There's no way I'd fall for that. There's no way I'd say something that would reveal who the killer is. So the killer bought it. I remember you said there was only one because it's a limited item, right? It's not limited to one. It's more like it's limited to one person. What's the difference? When you buy one bag, you get another for free. It's a common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes. For some reason, hearing you say that pisses me off. There's two bags. Monokuma's accounts been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Now then, I should forget that I carelessly made a slip of the tongue. It looks like preparations are complete. Please enter the theater right away. This is exciting. Exciting. Can't believe you bought it and paid 1.5 million for it. Even you said you should have settled with that money to get out of seeing the movie. You're right, but that means I would have had to buy that thing, you know? Leave me the fuck alone. We're the idiots now, right? We bought something to avoid seeing a movie, and then we went and saw the movie anyway. I apologize for keeping you waiting. World famous director Monokuma presents a stunning masterpiece that reduced American audiences to tears. The Wizard of Monomi 2.5D will be screening shortly. Oh my god, from the title alone, I have a bad feeling about this. 2.5D seems so fucking half-assed. There was popcorn and drink, we just didn't buy any, probably because it's exorbitantly overpriced, probably costing $1 million each. I mean, let's be real, it's like practically an arm and a leg to buy popcorn at a normal movie theater. I don't want to know if Monokuma sell it, how much it's going to cost if Monokuma sells stickers for $1 million. Thanks for the drink, baby. Now please, relax and enjoy the film. I'll do my best. At least we got Monomi's theme playing in the background, okay. Alright, a couple old couples. Monokuma was born in a remote village full of old people because the death rates outpaced the birth rates. What? One day, Monokuma was swept up by a tornado created by a helicopter gunship during a routine military exercise. Ah yes, I too live in perpetual fear for my life that a helicopter flying overhead will pick me up and throw me somewhere. Apaches truly are dangerous. And he was whisked away to Monomi's country. Okay. Monokuma wanted to go back to his homeland so he could go back to pestering the old people for change. So he began his journey to see the wizard Monomi, who was rumored to grant any wish one desires, conspicuously walking along a yellow path. Interesting. Along the way, is this a parody of The Wizard of Oz? I think it is. Along the way, he had a very loyal group of friends. Monokuma met a Monomi scarecrow who was missing a brain. When he recommended she commit suicide, the Monomi scarecrow hung herself and died. Weird that the scarecrow has a gender. And that it's herself. Curious. He also met a Monomi lion who was missing her courage, so he pumped her full of arrows. He also met a Monomi Tin Man who was missing a heart, so Monokuma sliced her into lumps of iron. After a lot of other stuff happened, Monokuma finally reached the wizard Monomi, the great and powerful. Eventually, one thing led to another, and he started beating the crap out of Monomi. And in the end, he somehow usurped the kingdom from her. With this, Monokuma enslaved the old people, took their pensions, and lived the rest of his days in luxury. Ah, A good life, living off a bunch of old people's pensions, like a king. And he lived happily ever after, the end. Well, that was certainly a story. I'm not sure I'd pay 1.5 million to avoid seeing that, especially with a short movie, but alright. Man, movies are the best. That drama was so moving, I needed 2 boxes of tissue, 1 for each head. What? What? 1 for each head. Interesting. Monokuma, what? Now then, let's meet again at the class trial. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. And he's gone. I'm too disgusted to let it aside. That's all I can say to describe it. So Monokuma was weeping tears at how good the movie was and also jerking off to it behind us in the projector room. Wonderful. That's exactly what I needed to know. Alright. Well, how was it? Actually, I don't even need to ask. I totally expected your reaction. That was honestly the worst movie I've ever seen. Is it even okay to call it a movie? I've seen worse. But thanks to that movie, you now know, right? Yep. Just as he said, the characters who were killed in the movie matched the victims in this case. Spooky's death by hanging matched the Scarecrow's death. Yoko's suspended body matches the lion's death. The bot head and the controller head. None of these are looking better. Monokuma's into self-sense. Would have been a complete imitation if the killer killed 3 people, but it seems it wasn't possible. Perhaps the killer is upset about that right now, or... if the killer's main goal was imitation murder, they should be upset, but I'm not sure that's true. What's the real motive? What's the real motive? Leave? I think it's time to depart. We have somewhere else to be. The electronics lab. And the hospital. I don't think we're going to find too much in electronics lab, but we'll look anyway. Alright. The surveillance camera used in the incident was the ones Kazuichi obtained here and modified. It looks like a surveillance camera unit, the same model, is no longer available here. Alright. Are we gonna get anything? Cell phones, parts. I don't think we're intelligent enough to make use of the parts. A lot of electrical appliance. Anything that might be a clue? Nothing. I don't think the microwave's a clue. I also think the cell phone room is probably useless. Various desktop and laptops. They all look like they can be used, but they're not connected to the internet. Forget the Usami X file. Okay. There's a lot of CRT TVs lined up here. They look really old. They're not useful. There's no TV broadcast reaching here. There's nothing that might be a clue. Alright. I think it's time to depart. I just wanted to see if there was anything useful in the place we got the equipment from. Looks like that's not the case, though, so let's not worry too much. Time to check out the hospital. I don't know how much we're actually going to get at the hospital, as I'm not really suspecting people in the hospital all that much, but I might be wrong. Maybe it's because they're on my team that I'm not suspecting them. What if Mikan was infected? The infection changes you the opposite? I think we proposed that earlier. She was anti-bully and had enough Hyoko. No, she went from trying to save lives to trying to end them, but that doesn't explain... I mean, she would go from trying to save lives desperately to trying to end them desperately, but I don't know why she would not kill Nagito then. Soda came here first? You think he set up stuff because he's an ultimate mechanic and told Ibuki and Hyoko? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's why I think Soda might be sketchy still. Again, we don't have the location of Soda either, so he could have been anywhere. I feel like I haven't been here in a while, even though it's only been a few days. The bulletin. The hospital notice. Yeah, I'm gonna skip this because we've already read it. Anti-bully would be plausible, more plausible than anti-healer. And why'd she kill Ibuki? Ibuki doesn't bully jack shit and it's like completely compliant. You read that's the surveillance camera unit, right? Yeah. I didn't make any weird modifications or anything. It's not like I'm suspicious or anything. Why does he seem so nervous about this? We asked him a simple question. Didn't you get this from the shady looking alley where all those machines were lined up? Yeah, I just tweaked it a bit. No big deal. If there's other surveillance camera units, would it be possible to transmit a signal to the hospital from those cameras too? Movie that. Or sorry, no, that's impossible. Originally, surveillance cameras and surveillance monitors were only used as part of the same unit. The video that was filmed at the hospital camera can only be viewed on the hospital monitor. The video that was filmed at the music venue camera can only be seen on the music venue monitors. But if I left it like that, we wouldn't have been able to communicate, so I swapped the cameras. And that's how you guys were able to view the hospital footage from the music venue and vice versa. Yep. However, each surveillance camera unit managed its broadcast based on a specific number, so even if you bring the same model camera or monitor, you won't be able to interfere with the signal. Meaning, even if another camera exists, it's impossible to broadcast with it. Perfect. However, I didn't just swap the cameras. I modified them and increased the wireless range. If I hadn't done that, we wouldn't be able to use it. You did work on that. So this is him eliminating other cameras as a possibility, even though it's kind of obvious because we already knew this because we remembered that he customized them and extended the range so they could even reach the music venue. Alright, surveillance camera, we should probably pick it up. There's a surveillance camera unit on top of the reception desk. As long as the surveillance camera unit is destroyed from the music venue, it's impossible to broadcast with this. Hajime, there's something I want to ask you. You first discovered Ibuki's body at the venue, right? Why did you go to the venue? You had a reason for that, right? Did you see something with the camera? Oh, I also wanted to ask you that. It'd be different if the surveillance camera unit could record, but it's only good for household functions. Again, it can't record. It was a live video broadcast. Tell me, Hajime. Yeah, that's exactly it. I saw a strange video in the surveillance camera unit. It showed the music venue. There was a black curtain hanging there like it is now. The whole display was pretty dark because they were just using candlelight. There was rope hanging from the ceiling, and beneath that, a stepladder on the floor. Right away, a person wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head appeared. I don't know who it was because their face was covered, but I now know that must have been Ibuki. She walked straight to the stepladder and without any hesitation, climbed the ladder of her own free will, grabbed the rope, and that's all I saw. The candlelight being used must have been snuffed out or something because the screen went dark all of a sudden and it wasn't displaying anything anymore. See, he just says the screen went dark. I don't know if the candle got snuffed out. I think it got smashed because the machine got smashed. Well, if the candlelight goes out, obviously nothing will show up. Modern surveillance cameras have infrared functions so things can show up in the dark. But the one I got from the machine alley was really for an old model. Hold on. At the time, you said you didn't know the person wearing the hemp bag was Ibuki, right? Yes. You didn't know it was her, but you saw she was trying to hang herself. Yep. So you rushed over the music venue to try and stop her? No. We didn't try to stop her. We saw that she was hanging herself, and we accepted that first. But I didn't make it in time. Still, if she climbed the stepladder on her own, does that mean she committed suicide? Wouldn't that mean she's her own killer? Ibuki committing suicide? What do you think, Chiaki? What do you think, Chiaki? There's no doubt she climbed the stepladder on her own, right? Yeah, there's no doubt. If so, well... Don't think for so long. You don't know it. If you don't know, just be honest about it. Yeah, that's fair. Of course she doesn't. There's no way we'll be able to figure it so easily. Howdy, Chiaki. We're definitely doing Chiaki next, right? Oh yeah, I need to investigate the conference room on the second floor. I'm heading over there. Okay. What the heck? She ran all that way all of a sudden? Oh, I think I know what she's doing. Ooh, this might be a good one. I just realized why she's going to the conference room. She's checking to see if there are curtains in the conference room. Because if you recall, the curtains are black blackout curtains. And that might be the ones that are now in the room, which means Fuyuhiko and Mikan are going to look 10 times as sus now. Holy shit. What the heck? She just ran away all of a sudden. She had the conference room. Why would she mention the conference room all of a sudden? I might be overthinking, but did she seem a little upset? Surveillance monitor video has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Well, I know where we have to go next. But we're gonna check Ibuki and... We're gonna check Ibuki's room anyway. Check the Vic's room. No reason not to. Looks like it's an open door. There shouldn't be anybody inside. Oh. Okay, I guess we're not looking there. Akane, what up? Finally getting back to my normal self. Hajime, help me out with my recovery. You can touch my boobs if you win. That's quite the offer. No thanks. She was bearable when she was quiet. It'd be so much better if she was still doing the after effects. She beat me up if I said that out loud though. Anyway, why are you here? I've never been sick or hurt before, so I had no idea, but hospital gowns are pretty comfy. I was thinking I might as well keep wearing one. Don't tell me you plan to wear hospital gowns from now on. That's the idea, but it looks like they're out of stock. It looked like there was one gown for each patient's room, so I thought there'd be more in empty rooms. There weren't any gowns? Seriously? Xenon, meanwhile, dying. All he has to do is beat Akane in a fist fight, and he can touch her boobs. So what an offer! What an offer! An offer to touch her breasts. You only have to do something that will probably get you killed. Yep, that's right. Ibuki died wearing one, so the only one left is the one Nagito was wearing. If I have no choice, then I should use Nagito's. It's a unisex size, so I'll probably be able to fit it. Hold on, what happened to the gown you were wearing? Are you saying that I should wear the one I already wore? Oh, that's gross. Wearing clothes someone else was wearing is grosser, but okay. No time to dilly-dally. I totally left Mikan back at the music venue. Crap, I gotta get back soon. It's okay, I already investigated, but leaving her on guard duty was a terrible idea. What do you mean it's a terrible idea? That was actually a good plan. Xenon? Xenon would probably just die. Yeah, probably. All the rooms are listed as open and don't let us go inside. Okay. We're obviously going to investigate the conference room. I'm going to check, well, I can't exactly check radiology. I'm going to check the staff room first. As there are a shit ton of materials, how is there not another gown here? Materials? There's no gown in the stacked boxes? Medical equipment, nursing tools? Nothing. Okay. There's a bed. It resembles the one in the patient rooms, but these are probably for breaks. Now it's not the time to rest, I should get back to investigating. Worth in the end? Yeah, but you only get it if you win. You won't even reach the end. Yeah. You'll be dead before halfway. And then what do you have? Agonizing pain as Akane beats the shit out of you. I guess you'll get to touch her hands. You would be technically touching her hands. Maybe her arms. You can grab onto them. What's this? It's pitch black. I can't see anything. Where's the switch? Don't turn it on. Don't turn it on. What? Chiaki, are you there? If you turn on the light, it's gonna be fully exposed. It'd be embarrassing. Wait, what's fully exposed? Hajime. If you poke out your own eyes, you can turn on the light. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna poke them out? I'm not gonna poke at my own eyes. Oh, that's too bad. Roll fail. No sooner did she finish saying that, I heard the dry sound of curtains being drawn. There was a flash of intense light that stung my eyes. I squinted until they started adjusting. As I saw Chiaki finished opening the curtain that was covering the window, weren't there two? Were you surprised? Surprised? I don't get it. I got it. Got what? The curtains in this conference room were designed to completely block out light. There's a projector in here, so they were probably careful with the light generation. Yes. See, a black curtain that blocks light. It's also long enough to reach the floor. It's perfect. A black light blocking curtain, that's why it was so dark. Is something wrong with it? I'm still in the middle of investigating, so it's a secret. Yep, she is upset. But still, what was that all about? The bit of it being embarrassing if I look? A troll fan? I just wanted to mess with you. She's definitely upset. Why is she acting so childish? I guess I'm done investigating the hospital. I should move on. But unfortunately, it's time for the trial, because we've investigated every place else. Convenient that this one only took place on one floor. Or sorry, one region. Hello. What are you, drunk, Monokuma? Hello, how's everyone doing? It's me, Monokuma. Awesome. The class trial is gonna start, you know. Hurry up. So hurry up and make sure you guys come to Monokuma Rock ASAP. Hoo-hoo. See you soon. Another 3 hours of stream. You want me to go another 3 hours? Another 3 hours deep? It's already time. So this again. I need to go to that place once more. But now's not the time to be a coward. The reason Ibuki and Hyoka became victims, in order to find the truth, the only thing I can do is go. It's trial time. Well, you know what? The last trials have been particularly long, so I think it's not unreasonable if we might look a little bit earlier. We start this trial up. Get at least to the start, right? Alright, Monokuma Rock. We'll get a little bit into this trial so that next time, which, ooh, is that going to be Tuesday? 6 whole days? Oof. Everyone who heard the announcement had gathered in front of Monokuma Rock. And soon enough... Is everybody here? You guys want to go to the class trial? Wait, hey, hold it right there. What? Don't get in my way. You're just a dumb little sister who's short a few brain cells. My brain works just fine. Monokuma, what did you do with Nekomaro? I see, you've come to avenge him. Avenge? It sounds like he died. Sounds like you say? Oops. Anyway, since Nekomaro is unfortunately unavailable today, let's just say he's absent. Now then, I gotta go first. What the heck is my phone vibrating for? Oh, whatever. Alright. Hold on, I won't let you escape. Escaping? Did you hear what he said? Don't worry about it. There's no way Nekomaru's dead. He's just trying to piss us off. Of course he's not dead. There's no way. Not in a million years. Why Tuesday? Wouldn't it be Friday 14? Oh, well. Yeah, I said Tuesday then, right? Oh, I'm trying to like fix the schedule. I guess we could do Friday. I guess we could do Friday Danganronpa again. You know, I'm kind of liking Danganronpa more, so I think that's okay. But I'm worried. No, let's not worry about it. I was gonna say I'm worried that like the Grand Order event that's going on is gonna conflict with what we want to do on Friday. But we'll see. We'll see. I think we'll do Danganronpa Friday because I want to do the second half of the trial without waiting a long time. Yeah, we'll do that. That makes more sense. More importantly, it's best if we worry about ourselves for now. If something happens here, every one of us except Nekomaru will die. Good point. Why are you so excited about that? Who knows? Maybe I'm just looking forward to seeing poetic justice prevail. What are you saying, friend? You'll find it soon enough. Let's go. Alright, let's hurry up and get this over with. Ah, you're right. In we go. Monokuma Rock. And the suspicious... Ow! The suspicious extendo escalator, sorry. We stepped onto the escalator and ascended towards the gaping maw of Monokuma Rock. And that's when I noticed it. I noticed our lined up silhouettes keep getting smaller and smaller. I can't turn back now. If I turn back, I won't be able to press forward. When everyone was inside Monokuma Rock, we take the elevator down. That depressing elevator. The elevator began its deep descent as usual. But nobody said a word. Yeah, our numbers are just diminishing piece by piece. We're down to 9 people plus Nekomaru, right? 9 people on the elevator right now. Nekomaru is presumably still alive. And someone's probably getting it here. As we stood there trying to figure out what to say to each other, the elevator descended deeper and deeper. When it descended as far as it could go, it finally stopped. The elevator doors opened slowly, almost tantalizingly slow. Light poured from the other side, eroding the boundaries of the darkness, and I walked into that place. A new trial room? Indeed, a new trial room. My, it feels pretty toothless with all those empty seats. Well, 2 people got killed at the same time, and Nekomaru's not here either. Is Nekomaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him. Why bother? What? Now then, let's begin. Unbearable. Monokuma has used that pun at least twice. You should... Ugh. Using puns like that, it's killing me. It's so bad. It's the beginning of the long-awaited class trial. Please, enjoy it to your heart's content. You guys ready for the class trial this time? And so the curtain to the 3rd class trial was about to open. Ibuki Miyoda, the ultimate musician. She was really loud, but she was the mood maker for our group. When I was with her, all my pain and suffering melted away. Yoko Saionji, the ultimate traditional dancer. Just from looking at her adorable face, you'd never know she was actually selfish and foul-mouthed. She was trying to change herself, and she was desperately trying to come to terms with Mahiru's death. The person who killed those 2 is among us. Which of you is the psychotic serial killer? That grisly feeling. There's definitely something fishy about it. I definitely can't believe it, but you're gonna have to. Rest in peace, Group B. Whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. One of you is the killer. Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. That's why I must find it, no matter the cost. For our sake, for our friends' sake, for Ibuki and Hyoko's sake. And so the curtain to the 3rd class trial was about to open. This life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, began. Alright, no new skills, right? We didn't buy anything, we forgot to buy anything, and we didn't really talk to her, so we shouldn't get anything new. Change difficulty. We split up all the people we talked to, so we didn't get a new specialized skill. So there's really nowhere else to go, other than forward. Proceed to the class trial. Without a single pause. Oh. Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, only the blackened receives punishment, but if you pick the wrong person... Ooh... That's right, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Now, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already. I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time. Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you? Nikito's not alone. I don't really get it either. Hiko's image is lower than the other deads. That's because she's short. You're fine. Your head's empty anyways. Empty head? What's wrong with that? Wait, what? Listen up, the emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside, you know? Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events? Alright, let's start with when we split into hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuhiko, and me. The other 5 of the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hiyoko. Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages. I woke up in my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came to wake me up and told me Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room since she hadn't slept all night while I waited in the hospital lobby. Yeah, that's fair. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head climbing a stepladder. Amazing! It's a heart-pounding story. And then what did you do, Hajime? I tried to stop them, of course. And what exactly did you do? I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. There was already a noose around their neck, so I gave up and let them suffocate. Or die of strangulation. It's no big deal, though. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel. Why the motel? Very good question. Thank you, Nagito. Yes, why the motel? Why would you go to the motel first? Isn't it a distance away? Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. Why run out immediately? Another one? Alright, I'll have another one. Thanks for the drink. Why do we need able-bodied? At least that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
けどその直後に積木さんやクズリュウ君と合流できてちょっと安心したのを覚えてるよ。
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko. We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
私はちょっとだけ休憩した後、病気の皆さんの見回りを始めたんですけど。
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the
そ
hospital.
こでミオダさんがいなくなったことに気づいて、それで慌てて病院を飛び出して。
And then I noticed Ibuki was gone, so I sprinted out of the
そ
hospital.
したら偶然にもクズリュウさんと会えたので、手伝ってもらえないかといろんな形でお願いしたんです。
Coincidentally, I ran to Fuyuhiko, so I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out. Various ways? Don't say it like that and confuse
その
people.
二人からミオダがいなくなったって聞いた俺はあの麻袋の人物がそうなんじゃないかと思って
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag.
すぐにみんなを連れてライブハウスに戻ったんだ
Immediately led them to the music venue. This is mostly true so far. The fact that Fuyuhiko was going to the hospital isn't unusual at all, in theory, though he could have gotten up earlier, which is why he's technically a suspect. Technically a suspect because we don't know the exact timeline, but apparently they checked two other places together, so either Mikan and Fuyuhiko are in cahoots, or one of them is the... or it doesn't really line up for the second part of the murder. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
ライブハウスの扉が開かなくなってやがった。仕方ねえから4人でぶち破った。
The door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door.
そうしたら、ミオダの死体だけじゃねえ。西園寺の死体まであったんだ。
That's when it happened. We didn't just find Ibuki's body, we also found Hyoko's.
しかも、柱に貼り付けにされた状態でだぞ。
Not just that, her body was taped to a pillar.
死体発見アナウンスが鳴ったのはその時だ
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
とりあえず首を吊っていた死体を下ろしてあげようって話になったんですよね。
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
麻袋を外してみたらやっぱりそれはミオダだったんだ
But when we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
それが今回の事件の流れだねありがとうよくわかったよ
So that's how the case played out. Thank you, I understood it very easily.
まあ、今回の事件で何が問題かははっきりしてるぜ。日向がライブハウスから離れている間に誰が
Well, it's clear that the problem with this case is when Hajime left the music venue, who... Oh, thanks for the bits, Green. Hope you're having a good time, my man.
でも
Wait,
今の話ってどこまで信用していいのかな
how do I know anything Hajime has said is true?
ごめん客観的に聞くとさ今の話って明らかに怪しいんだよね
I'm sorry that I'm only being impartial right now, and the story I heard is clearly suspicious. You're right, it's clearly suspicious. Just like Green suspiciously showing up and giving us some bits. Thanks, my man. And you know why it's suspicious? Because we sound incredibly sus.
だって首吊りの映像を見たのも日向くんだけでミオダさんの死体を最初に発見した時もそうなんでしょ
Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video and the first to discover Ibuki's body,
いくらでも嘘をつけるわね
then you could be lying as much as you want now, right? Right? We could be doing all the lying we wanted to. Lie? Why would I lie?
嘘をつかなくちゃならないんだよ
Well, you'll see, if you're the killer, you'd lie all you wanted to.
当然自分にとって不都合な真実から僕らの目をそらすためだよ
Obviously, so you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for
俺
you.
を疑ってるのか
Do you doubt me?
そうじゃないなら証明
If
して
you're not
ほしい
lying, I'd like you to prove it.
ほら証明してみせてよ
Prove it to me.
君が犯人じゃないってことをさ。
Prove you're not the killer. Just as Kazuichi said, Nagito's the kind of guy who'll confuse us and make matters worse. Damn, I shouldn't have explained. I'm in trouble now, thanks to that. Oh boy, here we go. Make your argument. Are we getting bullets? Metal room case, grab a thick paper. Surveillance camera unit, monitor video, movie invitation ticket, motel. I'm thinking movie invitation ticket's looking pretty promising.
君の証言は明らかに怪しいよ。
It's clearly suspicious.
証言が嘘だと
His testimony's a lie. Is that really
お
true?
母さんが自分で首をつった
The
と
fact that Ibuki hung herself?
嘘ってことになるね。
That would also be a lie.
その可能性は否定でき
I
ない
don't think I can deny that possibility.
だって目撃者は日向
Hajime's the only witness.
なぜ日向さんが嘘をつくのですか
Why would Hajime
もちろん
lie?
彼が犯人だからだよ。
Obviously because he's the killer.
日向君が2人を殺したの
Hajime killed both of them?
それらの死体を映画に見立てたのも全て日向
Oh
君
fuck,
の
I want to shoot that one. Imitating the movie's the one. We're gonna shoot. Well, I was a little bit slow, but there should be a contradiction. I'm not the killer there. The easiest thing to shoot would be shoot the invitation ticket.
明らかに怪しいよ。
日向さんの証言が嘘だとする小田さんが自分で
I don't need to reinforce the fact that my testimony is a lie.
嘘ってことになるね。
その可能性は否定できないかもなだって目撃者は日向だけだもんな
なぜ日向さんが嘘をつくのですか
もちろん彼が犯人だからだよ。
Is he secretly working with us? Because he told us about the movie ticket.
それらの死体を映画に見立てたのも全て日向
How did that not hit? I totally... Ah, fuck. Alright. Boomer APM reflexes. It's more like I don't want to over right click. Because over right click really hurts your
小田
time.
さんの証言が嘘だとする
And I don't know how much time I have before the words disappear.
自分で首をつったというのは
もちろん嘘ってことになるね。
Like, I can't just aggressively click because it might be a bad idea. It might be really bad for me.
日向だけだもんな
なぜ日向さんが嘘をつくのですか
もちろん
You have to click like 5-6 times, right?
日向君が2人を殺したの
それらの死体を映画に見立てたのも
There we go. I just spammed it. Fuck the penalties. We're gonna get it first try. First try actually improves blood.
犯人なんかじゃないだって
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
できるわけがないよね。
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Oh no, the loli is dead.
Yes, rest in peace, Hyoko. She's gone. Gone with what appears to be a slit throat. And then taped to a pillar. It's a little bit gross. I think the body was moved after the deed too. Bit rough.
は
I think at least they used duct tape to seal that. Huh? Yeah, of course, Nagito knows we're not the killer. I'll explain it real quick before Nagito does, just so I can appear smart. Well, we used the movie. Nagito told us to keep the movie ticket. And because it's an imitation killing, because we hadn't seen the ticket, we can prove that we just saw it today for the first time. Which is weird, so he's kind of just trying to bring out the truth by making... He's kind of like, what's he doing? He's trying to bring out the truth by stating an obvious lie and having it proven false, which will bring us evidence. It's like, yeah, if you can definitely prove... He's proving we're not the killer by proposing we are the killer and giving us a straightforward out for it that proves to everyone beyond the shadow of a doubt that we aren't the killer because we aren't an imitation killer, and it's an imitation case.
日向君は事件前にあの映画を見ていなかった。それは
Thanks for
彼
the
の
bits,
持
my
ってい
man
る招
Green.
待券が証拠だよ。
For the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation is proof of that.
あの招待券は一人につき1枚しか配られないものだし、使った日時もスタンプで刻印されてしまう。
Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time.
間違いないよね、モノクマ。
Isn't that right, Monokuma?
はい、何も間違いありません。
Correct. No mistakes there.
つまり、事件前に映画を見てなかった彼に、その映画に見立てた殺人を実行できるわけ。
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. I like this. I like this because this is very strange. Most of these cases, we start off with like this really meandering bullshit path. I actually want to say thanks to Nagito. For once, he gave us a very straightforward path and has given us a straightforward answer. He's like, we know he's not the killer, and we're just going to prove it real quick and get past this.
それとも
This is like how you'd want a trial to do, like establish basic facts like who can or can't be the killer. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
ちょっと待てよ。
Hold on.
そもそもおめえが言い出しっぺじゃねえか。
Hold on, you're the one who brought this up in the first place.
狛江だ。
Nikita, what are you doing? Oh my god, it's the other people that are stalling this time.
今回は君の目撃証言が前提になるみたいだから、まずはその地盤を固めておこうかと思ってさ。
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. See, that works. If we prove to everyone that that we're not the killer, then our testimony is more valid than someone else's because we have, unless they have a reason, or unless they can figure out a reason for us to lie, we wouldn't have a reason to lie. That works. That works.
ウォーミングアップを兼ねてね。
Also provides a good warm-up. It does. Thank you, my friend.
ウォーミングアップだ。遊びじゃないんだぞ。
Oh my god, stop complaining. This is actually really good for you, Hajime. It's really good for everyone because we just eliminated the number of people who can be guilty from 9 to 8. Come on. This is like proving that it's only 8 possible people that could be guilty, which means even if you guess randomly, you're more likely to hit. It's like, wow, he reduced my odds of failure from 8 and 9 to 7 and 9. That's great. I guess it would be, well, I guess it would be 7 and 8 to 7 and 8 to 6 and 8, but you know, because you would assume that you would know if you were the killer, right? So you probably wouldn't vote yourself. You probably wouldn't accidentally vote yourself if you knew you weren't the killer, unless you're suicidal.
怒らないでよ。
Demand, I'm just warming up.
ウォーミングアップが必要だと思っただけなんだ。
Warming up is especially important, especially because this isn't a
無
game.
駄な時間を使っちゃったね。まあそんなことじゃないかと思ったけどさ。
Yeah, what a waste of time. I knew it would turn out like this. Anyway.
では日向さんの証言は信用できるということで議論を進めましょうか。
Now, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let's move on to the
つ
arguments.
うことはミオダが自分で脚立を登ったのも間違いねえんだな。
So this means that Buki definitely climbed the step ladder herself, right?
ああ、確かだよ。
I'm positive.
なら決まりだ。ミオダは自殺だったんだ。
That seals it. If Buki committed suicide.
ミオダが自殺なら誰が西園寺を殺したんだ。
If Buki committed suicide, then who killed Hyoko? Hajime is intelligent as a fly trying to get out of a glass box. Yeah, about as much. That's been our role this trial. This entire investigation and trial, we've been the idiot. The class clown, if you will. But hey, it's alright. We haven't been holding the idiot ball the rest of the time, so it's alright.
自殺とは別の殺人が偶然にも同じ場所で。
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide. That ain't possible, huh?
つうか、さっきから言ってんだろ。
Like I said
今
before,
回の
it's
事件で何が問題なのかははっきりしてるってよ。
pretty clear what the problem with this case is.
犯人は日向がライブハウスから離れてる間に西園寺を殺してるんだぞ。
The killer murdered Hyoko while Hajime was
だ
gone.
ったらそれが可能だったやつをはっきりさせればいいだけじゃねえか。
So all we've got to do is establish who could have possibly done
で
that.
は日向に問おう。貴様がライブハウスから離れていた時間はどの程度だ。
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say we were away from the music venue?
10分もかからな
Oh
か
my
ったと
god, they're going down the wrong lane than I thought. But it's okay, they might arrive at the right conclusion anyway. I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
10分で西園寺を殺して貼り付けにしたってのか。
Like,
いくらなんでも無理じゃね。
they killed Hyoko and taped her up in 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
だから犯人はその時間稼ぎのためにあのライブハウスを密室にしたんだろ。
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the venue a closed room.
密室ってなんだ？
What do you mean closed room?
犯人はライブハウスの扉を内側から封鎖して俺らがすぐに入ってこられねえようにしてたんだよ。
The killer blocked the venue door from inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
ですがライブハウスの出入り口ってあのドアだけでしたよね。
However, that door's the only entrance to the music venue,
そ
right?
れを内側から封鎖してしまったら犯人も出られなくなってしまいますよ。
If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer wouldn't have been able to leave either.
ああ、その通りだ。
You're exactly right.
つまり俺らがライブハウスの扉をぶち破った時 犯人はまだ中にいやがったんだ。
Which means when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside. They were.
となれば、その時のアリバイがねえやつが怪しいってことになるはずだが。
Interesting. Fuyuhiko's being really active this case, but I'm not sure if it's because he's trying to make himself better or because he's the killer. If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time.
それはソニアとそうだ。てめえら二人だ。
And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi. Why doesn't Nagito do it with everyone? Because if someone lies, it could be obvious.
私もですか？
Me too. Me too. What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
他の連中は全員アリバイがあるんだよ。
The others all have alibis.
俺とナナミと積み木は日向と一緒にそのライブハウスの扉を破ってるし。
Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together.
田中はその直前にモーテルで日向と会ってたはずだ。
Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that.
それに病院にいた尾張と狛枝に犯行が不可能となれば、てめえらのどっちかとしか考えらんねえだろ。
And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of
アリ
you.
バイがない人ならもう一人いるよね。ほら、二代君だよ。
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi, you know? Nekomara. Me too? Wait, why are you talking like, huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
やめてください。
Please
悪
stop
い冗
making-
談はよしこちゃんですよ。
Please stop making bad jokes. I like how Monokuma added himself as a suspect. He's like, gotta lampshade it just a little bit, guys.
とにかく
Anyway.
犯人がライブハウスに隠れてた以上、その時のアリバイがねえ奴らを疑うのは当然だ。
If the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis. A wicked way of backing us into law. Is this his professional skill? The killer was inside the venue, Fuyuhiko obviously thinks so, but is that really it? I don't think so. I actually don't think the killer's in the venue. Semi-transparent glob, hotel room key, scrap of thick paper. What do I use here? Semi-transparent glob, maybe?
犯人はライブハウスの中にいたんだ。あの扉を内側から封
By
鎖して
locking the door from the inside.
俺らが中に入れねえようにしたんだ。
They tried to keep us from getting inside.
稼ぐためだ。
They were stalling for time.
どうやって封鎖したのですか？
How did they lock the door?
あのドアに鍵はなかったはずです。
The door should not have a lock.
鍵なら扉の前に落
There's
ち
a
てた。
lock on the floor in front of the door.
折れたドラムスティックのことか。
あれを突っ張り棒にすれば鍵になる。
You can use that as a bolt to lock the
そう
door.
やって中に隠れた犯
By
人
doing that, the killer was hiding inside.
俺ら
Huh.
が集まるのに乗じ
Waited
て
till we gathered together
ひょっこり出てきやがったんだ。
and suddenly appeared. I don't know about that.
受付というに現れ
They
る
look like they just brushed up.
2時間サスペンスで見るパターンです。
Hmm. The remark contradicts the truth. I should be able to prove with evidence.
犯人はライブハウスの中にいたんだ。あの
I'm
扉を
gonna
内
try.
側から封鎖して俺らが中に入れねえようにしたんだ。
犯行時間を稼ぐための行動か。
Were they trying to stall for time? Hard to
どうや
tell.
って
They
封
might
鎖
have
したの
been.
ですか？
If you made that assumption.
あのドアに鍵はなかったはずです。
The door should not have had a lock.
鍵なら扉の前
I
に
think we
落
want
ち
to
てた。
reinforce with semi-transparent glove though,
折れ
right?
たドラムスティックのことか。
あれを突っ
Fuck.
張り棒にすれば
I didn't try to click a bunch of times first. I didn't know how durable it was.
そうや
Damn.
って中に隠れた犯人は俺らが集まるのに乗じてひょっこり出てきやがったんだ。
まるで今駆けつけた
Unless we want to grab the bullet for...
2時間サスペンスで見
Drumsticks,
る
right?
パターンです。
Oh, why did I shoot that? That was stupid.
犯人はライブハウスの中にいたんだ。あの扉を内側から封鎖して俺らが中に
I don't know if he did it from the inside.
犯行時間を稼ぐための行動か。
But how do I prove
どうや
that
って封鎖したの
is
で
the
すか？
question.
あのドアに鍵はなかったはずです。
鍵なら扉の前に落ちてただろう。
折れたドラムスティックのことか。
That wasn't it? Damn.
しまっ
Oh, we can fast forward with control. Interesting. Let's see. I want to check truth bullets on the glob, okay? Truth bullets on the glob. It was stuck to the doors where they touch each other. Step ladder. Is the step ladder proof? The scrap proof? Motel room key? Surveillance monitor video? The glob.
どうやって封鎖したのですか？あのドアに鍵はなかったはずです。
鍵なら扉の前に落ちてただろう。
折れたドラムスティックのことか。
あれを突っ張り棒にすれば鍵になる。そうやって中に隠れた犯人は俺らが集まるのに乗じて。
Is a cover of a song copyright? Just curious. On YouTube, yes. In real life, no. In real life, live performances are covered in YouTube. On YouTube, you can get, I believe you can still get nailed for covers, or even for playing public domain music. It's actually quite stupid. What are you trying to say? Does that have to do with the fact the door was locked on the inside? Maybe semi-transparent glove? I don't see how... Oh, semi-transparent glove counters that? Really? Okay, let's think about this. The application... I mean, I knew it's locked from the outside. I just don't know how this evidence supports that idea, which is why I'm confused this works. I mean, it's kind of my B plan, right? So, on B plan, it's the only possible relevant choice from our bullets, but it's not quite clear how the semi-transparent blob is effective. I would have said the door handles would have been better, personally. But alright, I'll take it. No, if you recall, those are not even covers of songs though, because they actually play the copyrighted music in the background. You know that, right? Like, during most of the Hololive singing songs, most of the Hololive streams where they play music, they're playing the copyrighted music in the background and then singing a cover over top of things. That's definitely copyright, which is why they don't leave those videos public most of the time. Because it's the music itself that's copyrighted that they're playing. There's a possibility the door was locked by the outside. There is a possibility, a distinct possibility. The outside? How? Well? There's a semi-transparent blob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used. Semi-transparent, like rubber maybe? It wasn't rubber, it was either glue, probably gum? It was gum. Really? No, it's not rubber, it's probably glue? It's glue. I was gonna say it's some kind of gum, but I don't know. Might have been glue? I thought it was squishy though. Glue typically hardens when it's dry. Oh, wait. This glue might not have been dried because it only been 10 minutes. Glue doesn't always set in 10 minutes, but most glue does. What the hell kind of glue would you not recognize as glue? What the hell glue would you not recognize as glue and would still be globby after 10 minutes? It must have been glue. I'm not sure I agree that it's glue. It was my second guess, but the other two guesses weren't exactly options. I think so too. It had a firm gel-like chewiness. I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on that, I'm certain it's glue. I didn't know glue was edible. I believe it's not something one typically eats.
左右の扉が触れる部分だけだった。
The glue was only applied to areas where both doors touch. I'm not even sure I would have gone down this route if I was having this conversation in real life. The glue does not seem to prove that the door was locked from outside.
きっと閉じた扉の隙間から流し込むことでライブハウスの扉を外から塞いだんだろうな。
By pouring it in from the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from outside.
そのせいで扉が接着する面に接着剤の塊が残った。
And thanks to that, glob of glue was left when the door was stuck. Yes, it fits perfectly. But the globs are in between the two doors. That doesn't cover anything, either inside or outside. It just proves that they did
で
that.
も接着剤でくっつけただけだと簡単にドアが破られちゃいますよ。
But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
別にいいんだよ。犯人の目的は扉が中から封じられたと誤認させることだけなんだし。
Doesn't matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
なんだと
What did you say?
そもそもあのドラムスティック。
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so?
むしろ犯人の偽装工作。そう考
Seems-
えた方がしっくりくる
It
ほど
was so obvious, it seems more... It makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
あのドラムスティックは犯人がわざとあそこに置いた罠ってことか。
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer you set on purpose?
じゃあ俺
I
は
totally fell for that fucking
ま
trap.
んまと犯人の罠にはまっちまってたのかよ。
ソニアさんと俺に謝れ。ただし腹をかっさばくのはもう禁止だからな。
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
両成敗ですよ。もうノーサイドでいいんじゃないですか。
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
すると犯人は日向が離れている10分程度の間に
Ah, thanks Gundam for getting us back on track. Fixing this misconception. So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space.
しかも殺した上に貼り付けまでやったんだろ。
They also taped her up after killing her, right?
早技にも程があんだろ。
Even quick work has its limits.
ロマな私には考えられない
What
スピードです。
unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
日向くんがライブハウスから離れてる間にやるのが難しいなら
They couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue.
その前にやったのかもね。
They must have done it earlier than that. Earlier?
けど日向が最初にライブハウスに行った時そこにはミオダの死体しかなかったんだぞ。
When Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
ねえその後にみんなと一緒に行ってみたら西園寺さんの死体が増えてたんだよね。
When you went back with everyone else, Hyoko's body was there too,
う
right?
んその時は死体が出てきただけで実際に殺されたのはもっと前
Thank you. Nagito being useful for once. Holy shit. It's possible the body was just revealed at that time when Hyoko was actually killed earlier.
出てきただけ。
Just revealed?
もちろん死体が勝手に出てきたわけじゃないよ。それも犯人の仕業なんだ。
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too.
はい。これはその証拠だよ。
I have some proof.
その厚紙の切れ端はライブハウスの照明バトンに挟まっていたものか。
The scrap of paper, is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
そうなんだ
I
け
did
ど
wrong.
さ。そもそもこの切れ端って何なんだろうね。
But just what is this scrap anyway? Scrap was stuck on the baton lighting in the music venue. I should be able to figure out what it is. Ooh, interesting. What is the Hangman Gambit word? Wallpaper. That one's easy. It's wallpaper, right? A-L-L-W-P-A-P. Oh, we should move this. Okay. Oh, we don't want this. We need an A. B. I need an A. Give me an A. Oh, I didn't notice that collision. I'm kind of ignoring them. My bad. Need an R. There we go. Wallpaper. That was pretty straightforward. Mail paper. I think that's the most obvious Hangman's Gambit we've had yet. I kind of just stared at it for a second, saw the first letter, and went, ooh, wallpaper.
倉庫にあった壁紙の一部なんじゃないか
That's scrap. Isn't it from the wallpaper in the storage room? It is, right? We saw that corner.
倉庫にはその切れ端と同じ色の黒い壁紙があったはずだ
In the music venue storage, there should have been a black wallpaper that's the same color as the scrap.
あの壁紙も端の方がちぎれてたよな
There's also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper there, wasn't there? If
そう
so,
なんだよ
You're
照
right.
明に引っかかってた切れ端とその壁紙のちぎれた部分を合わせてみるとね
if you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper,
ほら見事に一致するんだ
it's perfectly.
なるほど。照明バトンに引っかかっていた紙の切れ端は元はその壁紙の一部だったのですね。
So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the
で
wallpaper.
それがどうしたんだ
And what's wrong with
西園
that?
寺の死体が現れたことと関係あんのかよ
Does it have something to do with making Hyogo's body
そ
disappear?
んなの僕なんかが答えるまでもなく
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that.
切れ端の正
But if you
体
were
を
exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper,
みんななら
you could figure this out
すぐ
easily.
分かっちゃうはずだよ
Easily, you say. That scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting room is part of the wallpaper I found in the storage room, yep. Is it connected to the appearance of Hyoko's body? If I trace it back from there, the answer should be clear. Alright, let's give this a try. Logic dive. Oh, it's this minigame, right. Shoot. I need to know the rules again. Move is left mouse or was. Accelerates control, brake is right, jump is left mouse. It's LMB to jump, that's the important bit. And not hitting walls kind of useful too, right? Right. Oh, spacebar is also jump. Never mind, this is easy. Okay. Control being accelerates a little bit annoying, but other than that, we're doing fine. I don't know. Why did Hyoko suddenly appear at the crime scene? I would say it's hidden, right? Doesn't that make more sense? It was hidden. Oh, okay. I didn't realize I was gonna hit that one. Damn. My bad. Okay, this is much easier if you ignore the actual controls and just make assumptions. Alright. What did the killer use to hide her body? The wallpaper, right? It could be the curtain or the wallpaper. Well, the wallpaper has been used, so I'm gonna use the wallpaper. That makes sense, right? The curtain is an option, though. The curtain is actually is actually a possibility. I like that question. That's a decent question to actually think about for a second. Oh, shit, I just pressed. Okay, let's do that. A bit more careful. A little bit of an narrow path. That said, the path is wider than I thought it would be, so it could be worse. Alright. Okay, question 3. How did the killer hide her body with the wallpaper? They covered the pillar? Do I think they covered the pillar or formed a wall? Shit. I think they covered the pillar, right? I think they covered the pillar. That makes more sense. Okay, that was pretty straightforward. What did Hajime take to see that while thinking? I don't know, but I want whatever he's on. Whatever he's on, I want that. Especially because it can lead to absolute truth. But it's all derived information that you already knew, right? I got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it. Obviously. It would have taken quite a time to tape a hidden body. The body was already taped up and the killer hid it along with the pillar using the wallpaper. They hid the pillar! Yes.
犯人は柱の周りにあの壁紙を巻くことでそこにもう一回り大きい柱を作ったんだ
By wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar.
最初に俺がミオダの死体を見つけた時西園寺の死体はすでにそこにあったんだ
So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there. And there is actually more evidence for this, by the way. The blood on her sandals is proof that she had to walk through the blood that was left over from Hyoko's death.
ただ一回り大きい柱に隠されてたせいで気づけなかっただけなんだ
However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
まあ気づけなくても無理ないんだよねミオダさんの死体の方に目がいっちゃうのは
The
当然
killer assumed we were too stupid to verify if they were dead yet. Yeah, great job, us. Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense you'd notice Ibuki's body right
そ
away.
の壁紙を吊るすのに天井の照明バトンを使ったのですか
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
照明バトンは柱をぐるりと取り囲む構造だったしそうやって使うにはぴったりだよね
Baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar. Using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
じゃあ壁紙にステッカーがいっぱい貼られていたのはあの柱と似せるためだったんですね
Then the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like the pillar?
犯人はそうやって西園寺の死体を隠しておいてライブハウスから離れた隙に壁紙を剥がしたんだ
That's how they hid Hikoku's body. They peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the venue.
でも犯人はそこでミスを犯した
The killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper.
そのせいで照明
Because of
バトン
that?
にその切れ端が残っちゃったんだね
A scrap was left on the baton.
きっと犯人も相当急いでたんだろうね
Killer must have been in a
バ
hurry.
タバタしてたら日向君が戻ってきちゃうからね
If their plane took too long, Hajime could have walked in on them.
だけど柱ごと隠すなんて大胆っていうか
Going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
ただ犯行の難易度はぐんと下がるよね日向君がいない間にやるべきことが少なくなるからね
Crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone.
壁紙を剥がして倉庫に放り投げておくだけ
They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storeroom. It's not that much of a big deal. Yeah, I like that plan.
実際に西園寺が殺されたのはいつだったんだ
Then when was Hyoko actually
そう
killed?
だね
Good point, and on that note, she was killed earlier.
そろそろ例の見立て殺人についてはっきりさせておこうか
About time we shed light on those imitation murders.
さっきから言ってる見立て殺人って何ですか
You mentioned imitation murder more than once, but what is that?
嘘だよ
Are you kidding?
見てないのあの名作モノミの魔法使い 2.5 でよ
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece, The Wizard of Monomi 2.5D?
勝手に私を出演させないでください
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
うるさいな
You're pretty noisy for someone who
のくせに
you're pretty noisy for someone who eats moss balls.
マリモは鑑賞するだけだもん
I don't eat moss balls. I just enjoy looking at them.
やっぱりあの見立てって意図的なんですよね共通点が多すぎますもんね
I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
ミオダが首をつって死んでたのは映画で最初に死んだカカシと同じだ
Buki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the
そ
movie.
れに
Not just that,
西
but
園寺が貼り付けにされて死んでたのも2番目に死んだライオンと同じだったな
Kyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
どちらも映画の筋書きをなぞったような犯行だバラバラにされたブリキの木こりは残っていたがな
As if both crimes were replicas of the scenes in the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
けど犯人はなんでそんな面倒なことをしたんだ
Why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place? Good question, Akane. What is the killer's motive?
犯人が見立て殺人をした理由なんて今となっては大して難しい謎じゃないはずだよ
Based on what we know, the reason that killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out. My reason is, what is the reason for killing? The reason the killer imitated the victims in the movie, I should be able to explain it. Hide the weapon? Because they like movies? To mix up the killing order? Probably that, right? You picked that to mix up the order because they assume that
犯人が二人
Hyoko
の
was
死
wrong.
体を映画に見立てた
You
のは
assume Hyoko died second because the move she died second in the
殺させ
movie.
るためだったはずだ。
The reason the killer imitated the two of the murders from the movie was so we'd mix up the killing order. Of course.
じゃあ実際に西園寺が殺されたのは
Yeah, Hyoko was killed well before
前って
Ibuki.
ことか
Hyoko was actually killed before Ibuki.
そう考えるのが妥当だろうな。
A valid line of reasoning.
妥当だね。ミオダさんの死体の状況もそれを物語ってるしね。
The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
あいつの死体の状況が
What do you mean?
と泣いて頼まれては仕方ない。そのミオダの死体の状況とやらを聞いてやろうか。
Huh. If you're gonna cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
泣いてないけど
I'm not even crying.
後で好きなだけむせび泣かせてやる。俺様の気が変わらんうちにさっさと話せ。
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
なんつう上から目線だよ
What a jerk.
そっか、教えてほしいんだね。私の言葉の意味がわからないから教えてほしいんだね。
Want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
さらに上から目線だと。
Even bigger jerk. Impossible.
ほら、ミオダさんって首を吊って死んでたでしょ。
Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right?
つまり、彼女の足が地面についてたのは
That
彼
means
女
when she
が
was
まだ生きてた時ってことになるよね。
means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
それがどうした？
What's wrong with that?
でもね、西園寺さんが殺された時、ミオダさんはまだ立ってたみたいなんだよね。
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hyoko was killed.
だから西園寺さんはミオダさんよりも前に殺されたってことになるんだよ。
That would mean Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
軽いな。貴様の言葉はシルフの羽のように軽いぞ。
How light! Your words are so light as the sylph's feather.
相手が悪かったな。その程度で俺様を惑わそうなどと。腹痛いわ。
Your opponent is out of your league. It's too absurd to try and perplex me so inadequately.
ああめんどくせえモードに入っちまった
Man, he's being annoying again.
大体西園寺が殺された時、ミオダの足はまだ地面についていたというが。
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hyoko was killed.
千里眼ごときも使えぬ下等生物になぜそんなことがわかる？
How could a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
彼女が地面に足がついてないとできないことをしてたからだよ。
Because she was doing something that's only possible while her feet were on the floor.
それには痛々しい妄想癖があるようだ。
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
おめえが言うか
You're the one to talk. Anyway, if this continues, we're just gonna talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hyoko was killed. Make my argument. Well, and that's the argument I'd like to make. But it looks like we'll have to finish this game first. Alright.
ミオダさんの足は地面に
Ibuki's feet were on the floor. Yep.
その根拠を提示しろと言っている。
Present your evidence. Present.
歩いてる姿でも見かけたか
Did you see her walking?
地面に足がついていた
Her
と
feet
いう
were on
こ
the
とは
floor.
何かを踏んだ後でもありましたか？
There we go. A sign. Exactly what I'm looking for. Either a contradiction or a sign. Perfect.
ソニアの言う通り、ミオダはあるものを踏んでたんだ。
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something.
それは血痕だ。
That something was blood. There were faint bloodstains on the soles of her
血
slippers.
痕が付着してたんだ。
これはミオダさん
It's
の
not
血ではありませんよね。
Not
彼女には
Ibuki's
外
blood,
傷が
right?
なかったで
She
すよ
suffered
ね。
no external injury.
だったら西園寺の血って
It's Hyoko's blood.
西園寺の傷って国の致命傷だけでしかもほとんど即死だったんだよな
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck and she died almost instantly,
そ
right?
んな血を踏んでいたということは、
Ibuki stepped on her blood.
西園寺が致命傷を受けた時、ミオダはまだ地面に立っていたってことだ。
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hyoko was mortally wounded, which
西園
means
寺が殺された時点では、ミオダはまだ生きてたんだよ。
Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hyoko was murdered.
ガンの力をなめるな。
What? What? We're going into another minigame?
さ
A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata. Looks like he's not quite ready to accept it, but we are getting closer to the truth. I think we've established most of the baseline facts. The only thing we don't know is who killed it, but I'm afraid it's getting a little bit late, guys. We'll have to find out who the killer is next time.